In this video, I want to go over a very simple method you can use to find selling angles and story angles for your advertorials. I've already made a full breakdown of a live advertorial we made for an e-commerce client of ours that helped them slash their customer acquisition costs in half and brought them to a 6.5 ROAS. So in this video, we're going to look at one of the methods you can use to come up with an angle to build up your advertorials and sell your product to pull traffic better. So let's look in this case at an example from Aegis with the headline, "Never worry about embarrassing sweat stains again." And in this case, this page right here that you're looking at is a hard sell page. As you can see, it's full of call to actions everywhere. It's a pretty short page focused on the sale, focused on a specific offer. And as you can see, you can reach the buy box pretty quickly on page, then have a very slim FAQ section, another call to action. As you can see, the page is very, very short. So it's a sale focused page, good for warm traffic, good for people that are already aware of your brand or of the solution to the problem. In this case, I want to go off of a Twitter post I made a few days ago on how you can use this hard sell page, for example, that other brands are already using to sell their product, but you can sell very well to warm traffic with these kinds of pages. You can use an advertorial or listicle to sell better to colder audiences, which in this case are not aware of your brand or not aware of the solution that exists. So let's go over the post first, and then let's go over the example we have here. Example of a good selling angle that can be turned into a banger story angle for advertorial. And I was referring to the page here with this headline right here. You can use the same problem or solve benefit of your product to create different headlines that attract visitors and different awareness levels. So in this case, the example is good for warmer audience. You want to build an advertorial, so we want to cover towards a colder audience. In this case, what stains of sweat in general can be a very emotional subject for some. And this is very important because advertorials are perfect for emotional or soft stories, as we can call them. These examples here are perfect to build relatable stories for customers or visitors that haven't found a solution yet for their problem. And in this case, sweat stains can be a very emotional problem. So perfect for the advertorial style of lander. So the process to spin up this page from zero. So an ideal lander, in this case, we will build for Aegis would be research into customer type that is embarrassed or emotional about sweat stain. So as you can imagine, this problem is probably very emotional for a lot of people out there. A lot of people sweat quite a lot, even in winter. So this is an angle that can also work in the winter because there are people that sweat in the winter, and I'm one of those. Not at this level that I need these types of products here, but it can be an emotional problem for a lot of people. So for this angle specifically, you can even use Reddit or social platforms to see what reactions are to sweat. It is an outward what others think of me angle, so perception is important here. The more relatable of a story you can write to this customer audience here, the better the funnel would work as a whole. So try to research very, very well this type of customer persona that will be emotional about sweat stains or sweat in general. And you can specifically understand what type of experiences they have in their life that they can refer to when looking at your advertorial and when thinking, okay, this is the solution I need right now. Then you obviously go and write the copy. For advertorials, it's not even a thing that needs to be said. The copy will be the most important piece of the page. You can do everything else right, but if the copy is bad and you write bad copy, not relatable copy, something that's not related to the experience of this customer audience in particular, it will not work. So writing the copy is the most important step here with the research. Obviously, the research will play into that and will help you write the best copy possible. You'll probably end up with something related to, I struggled with sweat my entire life, or in this setting, or with this group of people. So the main thing with advertorials is that you want to go off of only one angle. You don't want to use too many angles. You don't want to cram too much story in there. You want to focus on one single angle on one single story. So in this case, one of the angles can be, I struggled with sweat my entire life, or I struggled with sweat in this particular setting, or I struggled with sweat with this group of people. Only focus on one angle. As I said before, focus on the story, focus on the relatability and the emotional aspect of it and the experiences of people that are going through this problem right now. Then find images and visuals to paint the exact situation of someone struggling with this for max relatability. You can use AI images for this. You can use stock images for this. Do not use immediately images of your product that comes later down the line in an advertorial. As I've mentioned in the advertorial breakdown I linked to you before, call to actions need to be minimal on an advertorial. You need to focus on copy first, and then towards the end of the page, you use the story as a gateway to the product. The product is not the center of the page. Your brand is not the center of the page. The story is the center of the page, and then the gateway at the end of the page for your product. So do not sell the product on this page. So yeah, let's go forward with the fourth step. Build a suitable offer for the angle. Someone who struggles emotionally with sweat will probably want to make 100% sure they never deal with the problem again. You can either go for a very high AOV immediately with massive bundles that cover months of floating, or subscriptions with new styles or SKUs for different settings of activities every month. So in this case, obviously, when you find the winning angle for a product, and this is part of our DTC e-commerce optimization funnel as a whole, when you find a winning angle for an audience, you want to also test the offers you're selling to that audience. So the first step is finding a winning audience or a winning angle, and then finding the winning offer for that angle. And then at an even bigger scale, how to present that offer to that angle in the best way possible. So in this case, you have multiple options you can go with here. So as I mentioned, as with the first option, you can go very high AOV immediately with a single purchase. For example, you can sell 3 months, 6 months, 12 months of clothing to have your customers not have to buy subscriptions or buy monthly every time they need clothing, but they can go with one of your bundles so they can have clothing ready for a long time, and that will be very high AOV immediately. Or you can go with subscriptions. And so, for example, every month they would get a different style of analytics web clothing in this case, or a different SKU for different setting and activities. You can even channel people towards the type of setting they need this clothes into. So work clothes, other activities type of clothes, any else type of clothing for these activities. And you can go with these different offers with this winning angle. Once you find a winning angle, and this is in general for every type of advertorial, you need to also test the offer you're proposing this winning angle. So I would probably go in this case with the very high AOV immediately. And one way you can do this very, very well is having, for example, 3 months, 6 months, and 8 months or 12 months of clothing. And then once the customer or the visitor chooses how many months they need of clothing, they can go into a box builder funnel that allows them to select what SKUs they want inside their months of clothing. So for example, if they need this clothing for work-related activities, they can build a bundle of different work-related items or work-related clothing that they can add to their bundle for 6 months of clothing, let's say, if they choose. So I would go with an offer like that. I think it would do very, very well for this type of offer here and for the type of angle, but it's obviously something you won't split test. As I always say, this is something that we would split test for a brand like Aegis if we had the opportunity to work with that. So you need to also test the offers that you are proposing to the winning customer audience you're selling to. Then once the advertorial is ready, ad creatives are easy, and there's obviously a step that's missing here. So actually building the landing page itself, you want to always go for something that looks good. There's a very big fight between design and copy. Some people only rely on copy and sell only with copy, which works very, very well. Obviously, some people rely very heavily on branding and on design, and that works very well. But you need to be the best in both if you want to actually scale and sell extremely well, better than just copy alone and better than just design alone. You need to focus on both of them. Advertorials are not as design heavy as other type of vendors. So in this case, this page from Aegis looks pretty good. It's on brand, it's clean, it's sleek, it's Afro-based. It looks very, very good. On an advertorial style of page, you won't have that many design elements on there. So it mostly focuses on the copy, as I mentioned before, and on the story, but you still want to do something that looks good. So obviously build the landing page and build the design for the landing page for the advertorial before going forward. And then once the advertorial itself is ready, ad creatives are easy because you already have the angle you want to base your ad creatives on. Craft those around the lender headline and make sure they 100% match. This will make or break a funnel. I can't count the amount of times I've seen ad creatives or ads that doesn't match with the page they land on. And this is very, very bad because it hurts your conversion. A visitor, someone that sees your ad, expects something out of your ad when they click on it, when they go through to the actual landing. And if you break that kind of connection between the two, the bridge between the two, you hurt your conversion. So please make sure that the creative and the lander your visitors are going to land on, they need to match 100%. As I mentioned in the beginning of this video, we've built these advertorials and these funnels for multiple different e-commerce brands in different niches. And we know what works, and we know exactly how to test angles and how to test offers for every angle so that you find the best combination for scaling. If you want this implemented for your brand before Q4, before BFCM, and before the season where you want to actually perform as best as possible for your brand, you can click the first link in the description and book a call with us. And over the call, we'll do a free audit of your store and tell you exactly what you need to optimize and what we need to split test so that you're able to increase your conversion rate, your AOV, and actually get the highest value possible out of every conversion and fight your costs, your rising customer acquisition costs. So click the first link in the description, book a call, and see you there.